I never thought one dinner could unravel my entire marriage. The night started like any other, until I walked into that restaurant and saw Daniel sitting at a corner table, waiting for me. Soft candlelight flickered between us, casting shadows over his sharp jawline and familiar green eyes. He hadn't changed much in the 10 years since we last saw each other. A little older, maybe. A little more confident. The same way he looked at me back then, like I was something to be conquered. "You look even better than I remember," Daniel murmured, his lips curling into that slow, knowing smirk. My pulse quickened. "It's been a long time." "A decade," he corrected. "You haven't changed a bit." I forced a smile, tucking a loose strand of hair behind my ear. "You always did have a way with words." He chuckled, swirling the wine in his glass. "I had to. You were always a hard one to impress." The way he said it made my stomach tighten. I shouldn't have come. I knew that. I shouldn't have responded to his message in the first place. But curiosity had a way of pulling people toward dangerous things. The waiter arrived, setting down our meals. The rich scent of buttered salmon filled the air, but my appetite had vanished. Daniel watched me, head tilted slightly. "You seem nervous." I shook my head. "No, just surprised to see you after all these years." He leaned forward, resting his arms on the table. "You could have ignored my message." I hesitated. "I almost did. But you didn't." A pause. "How's married life?" he asked, casually slicing into his steak. My fingers tightened around the stem of my glass. "Good." He arched a brow. "That didn't sound convincing." I laughed, but it was hollow. "It is. Adam's a wonderful husband." "Then why are you here?" The question hung between us, thick with unspoken truths. I could have said I was just catching up with an old friend. That it meant nothing. But the way my stomach fluttered when Daniel spoke, the way my skin prickled under his gaze, I knew better. "Don't do that," I whispered. "Do what?" "Make this into something it's not." He smirked, sipping his wine. "I'm just making conversation, Elise." I glanced around, my nerves prickling. What if someone saw us? What if? A shadow passed over the table. My heart lurched. I looked up and felt the air leave my lungs. Adam. My husband stood a few feet away, his face unreadable, his dark eyes locked onto mine. The moment stretched unbearably. "Adam," I breathed, scrambling to stand. "It's not." He turned and walked out. Panic surged through me. My chair scraped against the floor as I rushed after him, but by the time I reached the entrance, he was already gone. Cold air hit my face like a slap. My hands trembled. Daniel appeared behind me, slipping his hands into his pockets. That was unfortunate. I spun around, anger flaring. "You think this is funny?" He studied me, his expression unreadable. "No. But I think you knew what you were doing the second you agreed to meet me." I opened my mouth to argue, but no words came. Because deep down I knew he was right. One half. Silence filled the car like a thick fog. Adam's hands gripped the steering wheel so tightly that his knuckles turned white. The only sound came from the steady hum of the engine as we drove home. I swallowed hard. "Say something." His jaw clenched. "What do you want me to say, Elise?" Tears stung my eyes. "That you believe me. That it wasn't a date." His laugh was hollow, bitter. "I saw you. The way you leaned in. The way he looked at you." I turned toward him, desperate. "I swear, it wasn't what it looked like." His hands tightened around the wheel. "Then what was it?" My throat closed. What could I say? That I'd let my curiosity get the best of me? That I'd wanted to feel something I hadn't felt in years? That a single message from my ex had made me question everything? I looked away. Adam shook his head. "That's what I thought." Streetlights flickered past the windows, casting fleeting shadows over his face. He looked tired, defeated. The driveway loomed ahead. He parked, killed the engine, then stepped out without a word. I scrambled after him. "Adam, please!" He was already inside, moving through the house with purpose. My stomach dropped as he strode into the bedroom and yanked open the closet. Panic gripped me. What are you doing? He didn't answer. He grabbed a suitcase and tossed it onto the bed. I rushed to his side, grabbing his arm. Adam, stop. You're overreacting. He yanked free, his dark eyes flashing. Overreacting? Elise, I saw you having dinner with your ex. Laughing with him. Letting him look at you like. He exhaled sharply, raking a hand through his hair. You betrayed me. My chest ached. I didn't cheat. His expression hardened. Yet. The words sliced through me like a blade. Adam moved around me, grabbing clothes from the dresser. His movements were precise, mechanical, like he'd already made up his mind. I stepped in front of him, blocking his path. Where are you going? Away from here. Tears blurred my vision. Adam, please. Don't do this. He met my gaze, something breaking in his eyes. For a moment I thought he might stay. That I might be able to fix this. Then he grabbed his suitcase and walked past me. I followed him to the door. Adam, I love you. Please, just... He turned, his face unreadable. If you loved me, you wouldn't have been there tonight. The words crushed me. Then he was gone, the door slamming shut behind him. Silence filled the house. A deafening, unbearable silence. I sank onto the couch, wrapping my arms around myself, struggling to breathe. I had just lost the one person I never thought I'd lose. And the worst part? I wasn't sure if I deserved to get him back. Hours passed, but sleep never came. I lay curled on the couch, staring at the ceiling, drowning in regret. The house felt foreign without Adam. His absence left a hollow space that no amount of reasoning could fill. My phone vibrated. The sharp sound cut through the silence like a knife. I hesitated, then reached for it. Daniel. My fingers hovered over the screen. I should have ignored it. Let it go to voicemail. Prove, to Adam, to myself, that I wasn't the woman he thought I was. Instead I answered. Trouble in paradise? Daniel's voice was low, laced with amusement. I shut my eyes. Adam left. A beat of silence. Then, didn't think he'd walk out that easily. Tears burned behind my eyelids. He thinks I cheated. Daniel exhaled, slow and measured. Did you? I hesitated too long. He chuckled. Elise, if you're going to destroy your marriage over me, you might as well let me make it worth it. I gritted my teeth. It's not like that. Then why did you pick up? His voice dipped, smooth as velvet. Why did you come to dinner? Why are you still talking to me? My pulse pounded in my ears. I had no answer. His next words sent a shiver through me. Do you want company? Every rational part of me screamed to say no. To hang up. To fix the mess I had made. Instead, I whispered, yes. 15 minutes later, a knock echoed through my empty house. I opened the door. Daniel stood there, hands in his pockets, a knowing look in his eyes. The dim glow of the porch light cast shadows over his sharp features. I swallowed hard. You didn't have to come. He stepped inside, closing the door behind him. But you wanted me to. Silence stretched between us. The air felt heavy, charged. My heartbeat slammed against my ribs. Daniel reached out, brushing his thumb over my cheek. You've been crying. I should have pulled away. I should have sent him home. Instead, I let him touch me. His fingers traced down my jaw, tilting my chin up. Elise, he murmured, his breath warm against my skin. Tell me to leave. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. His lips met mine. The world melted away. I gripped his shirt, pulling him closer, tasting the forbidden. His hands slid down my waist, fingers pressing into my skin, igniting something deep inside me that I thought had long since faded. Somewhere in the back of my mind, Adam's voice echoed. If you loved me, you wouldn't have been there tonight. Guilt warred with desire, but desire won. By the time we made it to the bedroom, I knew I had crossed a line I could never undo. You said. Sunlight streamed through the curtains, casting a golden glow over the tangled sheets. My body still hummed from the heat of the night before, but my mind was a mess of tangled regrets and fleeting pleasure. Beside me, Daniel stirred, stretching lazily. His fingers brushed my bare shoulder, a satisfied smirk curving his lips. Morning, beautiful. Reality crashed down. I bolted upright, clutching the sheets to my chest. My pulse thundered in my ears. What have I done? Daniel propped himself up on an elbow, watching me. Regretting it already? I swung my legs over the edge of the bed, forcing down the nausea curling in my stomach. My voice cracked. I need to think. His hand trailed down my spine. You weren't thinking last night. Shame burned through me. I had given in so easily. Betrayed everything I had built with Adam in the span of a single evening. I yanked on my robe and stood, avoiding Daniel's gaze. You should go. He chuckled, stretching like a man completely at ease. You always did like to run after getting what you wanted. I turned sharply. This was a mistake. He arched a brow, unconvinced. Then why did you call me? I had no answer. A knock at the door sent a jolt through me. My stomach twisted. Adam? Daniel smirked. Well, this should be interesting. I shot him a glare before rushing down the hall, my heart slamming against my ribs. I hesitated only a second before pulling the door open. Adam stood there, suitcase still in hand. His eyes swept over me, his expression unreadable. I came back to talk. Guilt clawed at my throat. Too late. He frowned. Elise? What's wrong? Before I could speak, a voice echoed from the bedroom. Elise, are you going to make me coffee or should I help myself? My world shattered. Adam's face went blank, his entire body going rigid. A silence so deep settled between us, suffocating me. I reached for him, desperate. Adam. He took a step back, shaking his head. Don't. Pain flashed in his eyes. Not anger. Not rage. Just heartbreak. My breath hitched. It wasn't. Don't lie to me again. His voice was quiet, final. Tears welled in my eyes. I love you. He exhaled slowly, eyes glistening. No, Elise. You loved the idea of me. He gripped the suitcase handle tighter. Goodbye. I watched helplessly as he turned and walked away. This time, I didn't chase after him. Because I knew I had lost him for good.